Good morning, folks. So for the last video of 2024, I wanted to do something slightly different than my usual hiking videos. I wanted to kind of look back on my journey from having a ruptured Achilles tendon to coming to a point in my hiking journey where I can hike some very challenging hikes like Needle Peak and the Gargoyles and quite a few other very challenging hikes. So in this video, I am going to give you 5 steps that I followed to be good at hiking and become a hiker. And if you stick around to the end, I'll also give you a tip for how to attain eternal life. No, no, that's not the kind of videos I make, and I don't put any plugs in my videos. So if you find the content interesting, just stick around. I mentioned earlier, 2 years ago, I ruptured my Achilles while playing soccer, and soccer was my thing, right? That was my sport. So once I did that, not only did I have to spend about 4 months in a cast, I also had to give up soccer for the foreseeable future. So at that time, doing some research, I found out that hiking was something that was very good for building up your strength again. So from there, I decided that I was going to start hiking properly. And so I used a 5-step plan, which I didn't know at that time, but now it's very clear, to become a hiker. And so I'd like to share those steps with you, and hopefully you can become a hiker too. So the step number 1 is not to hike, but become a hiker. There's a subtle difference there, but when you attach an identity to an action, it becomes much more natural for you to do, and a lot of the hindrance or any kind of roadblocks you might have, it's easier to circumvent them. So if instead of saying I'm going to go for hikes, I say I am a hiker, it becomes easier for me to go out and take the initiative to do a hike. So that was step 1. Number 2 that I took to become a hiker is to understand how to read trail specs. So you'll find a lot of trail related websites, All Trails, Vancouver Trails, BC Trails, etc, etc. And when you look at those specs, the usual tendency is that you want to look at the distance that you're going to cover, and you decide how difficult it is based on the distance. But that's a very misleading metric, because you got to look at the distance, but you got to look at how high up you're going to go, so the elevation gain. And not only that, you also have to look at the ratio of elevation gain to the distance, which we called the gradient. So if the distance is short and the elevation is long, then that means you're going to be walking on a very steep uphill, which is going to tire you out really fast. So usually for beginners, I think like 10%, 11% gradient is pretty good. Anything above 15%, I would say you need a little more of being in a good shape. And then upwards of 20% is usually a workout. So that's what I would look at as far as specs are concerned. The 3rd step is to prepare for a hike, which means that you understand the route in terms of how long it is going to take, what are the different landmarks, because hiking is a mental game, right? You just have to put one foot in front of the other, and then your mind keeps telling you, when is it going to finish and when am I gonna get to the end? And so when you have a better understanding of what's coming next and kind of the stages of how far along I am, the mental game becomes easier. So with preparation, I'd also like to say that it's a good thing to look at the 10 essentials. So there's a list of essentials that you should have when you're hiking, and as long as you have those, you will feel very confident when you're hiking. And I think the one thing that I found very, very useful is to get something for your hike that you cherish a lot or that you really enjoy. So like for some people it's the kind of hiking shoes that they use, or specific attire or hiking sticks or even headphones or whatever, right? But something that you really enjoy. So maybe you guys can guess what is my favorite kind of piece of hiking equipment that I really enjoy and that I use on every hike. Step number 4 is finding a group of friends to go with, and they could be already your friends or friends that you meet just for the sake of hiking, but having a good group or even one friend to go hiking with makes the experience very enjoyable and also kind of gives you motivation. So in my journey I met an amazing group of hikers, my OGs. And a big shout out to Shahid, who's arranging a lot of the hikes and taking a lot of effort for us to be able to go and hike. So shout out to Shahid. Also, on a side note, he has a very good channel, so I'd recommend that you guys go and give his channel a follow. It's always been an honor to hike with you guys. An internal joke, guys, never mind. And also, like, in Chilliwack, I'd like to give a shout out to KJ, who was my friend when we were playing soccer, and eventually we reconnected for hiking. Hello. Good, thanks. So thanks, KJ, for taking me for the hikes that you take me. So the 5th and last step. Hello. Crazy guy talking to a camera here.
That's cool, that's what people
Hello.
do.
So the 5th and last step is when you reach the summit, when you reach the destination, so to speak, is to take a pause. And I know it sounds kind of trivial, but if you think about it, hiking is all about getting away from your normal. You're away from your 4 walls. You're not thinking about where you're going to go out today or what you're going to do today or what you're going to eat or even what you're going to drink. All of that has been already determined by the circumstance that you are in. So there is a certain freedom in being free of those concerns and those thoughts. And you're just in nature, you are free, and you are primed to reconnect with the nature outside you and your inner self. So usually what I do is when I am on the summit is I try to take off my boots and kind of put my bare feet on the ground to get some grounding. And also I would do something that I enjoy doing alone. So for instance, I usually go to a side and I sing, which is something I kind of like to do in general. For every person that will be different, but just find that one thing that you really like to do, not for others but just for yourself, and then take that moment to pause and do that activity and enjoy it, and just like breathe in all that freedom and all that connection with yourself. So that is going to give you positive reinforcement for the next hike that you're going to do. So that's it for my 5 steps of how I became a hiker and how you can become a hiker as well. So let's make 2025 the year that you, my friend, become a hiker.